Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Gotlegs. We're finally into March and it's time to get the last preparations done for the upcoming season. I will do a video of what my expectations for this season will be, but for now, this video will be about the elf spike in the background and doing an FTP test. Some of you might remember that back in October, I think it was, I did a Graspor test, basically a lactate test to see where my zones were. And then I followed a 12-week training plan that actually ended up being 16 or 17 weeks because there was some illness, so I moved it a bit around, but did that. Did a test yesterday to see where my fitness had increased and all that. It was basically more or less the same as it was in October. The thing is, I'm not really sure that I'm fit for the Graspor test. Meant as in, it's a very long test actually. It's not overly hard because you start out at very low wattage and then you progress with 20 watts every 4 minutes. But the thing is that you're riding 4 minutes and then you increase it by 20 watts. So you're actually progressing very slowly. And doing that on the indoor trainer with a protocol that doesn't really allow you to get off the saddle and just move a bit about, it's not really a thing for me because my lower part seems to go numb when I'm sitting there for 30 minutes or for 25 minutes just doing the same thing. The idea is that today I'll try to do a classic FTP test, a 20-minute effort out on the road to see how that compares with the numbers that I got in the Graspor test, just to keep them up against each other. And of course, there's a huge difference between doing this on an indoor trainer and then doing it outdoors when you get cooled down and everything like that. I know that, but it's just fun to see how those numbers will be different or maybe even the same. So right now I'm just filling up the bottles with water, getting in some kit, and then heading out on the bike. And this will be the third or fourth ride on the elf spike. Really love it so far. I'll also talk a bit about that in the video, but let's get riding. Airstrip time. As mentioned, I did a test yesterday, so it's not ideal to do one again today. I guess it won't hurt either. But we're out in the airstrip. Perfect weather today. It's about around like 7-8 degrees in the sun, a bit colder in the shade. It's still in the beginning of March, so the temperatures haven't gone up yet. So hopefully it'll be better later on in March. But we'll do the warm-up now and then we'll head into the test. Alright, I hope that the wind isn't too bothersome. The warm-up is done. 2 progressive intervals, 3 minutes, and then 2 sprints. So let's get into the test. I won't be having any footage from the test, so when it's done, I'll get back to you. So the test is done now, and I think I did all right. So when I did the Graspor test yesterday, I bailed out at 300 watts. So wasn't too good. And usually I get to 320 and then I do like a minute, maybe two, and then I'm out. And according to the Graspor test, my FTP should be around 242. Well, and that's based on the test yesterday. However, I just did a 20-minute test and I did 300 watts for the 20 minutes. And if we go by the standard protocol where you deduct 5% and then you have your FTP, that would be about 285. So just to be on the safe side, let's say 280 watts is my current FTP. I'm quite satisfied with that. And that is done outdoors. It's done on a different power meter than I do on the indoor trainer, but there shouldn't be 40 watts of a difference. So my guess is that the way I like to ride, I like to be out of the saddle. I like to push a bit more. That's how I ride. And the Graspor test is very based on that. You're sitting down through the entire test, which probably gives you better values or a better result when you're going for the different zones and the lactate and all that. But for my riding style, it doesn't really work that way. So for me, if I were to do like a 60-minute time trial, I would be out of the saddle quite often. I would be pushing, making shorter microbursts all the time, because that's just the way I ride. I'm not like a Tony Martin or Tom Dumoulin or Philippe Ogana kind of rider that can be in that position all the time and just keep pushing the watts. I need to use my sprinter advantage to gain those watts that I need to when I'm riding that far. But the test is done now. Quite happy with the result. Also quite a long time since I did like a 20-minute test. I did one last year because I was doing the company time trial, and I actually think that I performed better today than I did last year. Maybe again that could have to do anything something with the different power meters that I'm using. But anyways, 300 watts at 285 for the FTP 280. Quite satisfied with that. So now I think we'll just do some rolling, just getting some kilometers into the legs, and then head home and watch the end of Tirreno and Paris-Nice. So that's the end of the ride. Pretty good training session for me. Did the 20 minutes and then just basically headed home. So that's it for me for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, watch the other videos, and until next time, bye.